Many people forget, but the Phoenix Suns were on top of the world early in the season, but ever since then, it's been going downhill. And one of their biggest issues has been their center depth. Jusuf Nurkic played himself out of a starting lineup. Mason Plumlee basically washed. Their rookie Oso shows a lot of potential, but against big men, he's going to get taken advantage of because he's still growing into his body. So what do? They trade for a 7-foot Nick Richards, 1 second-round pick for Josh Okogie, and 3 second-round picks. Now, the thing is, Richards has averaged 11.3 points, along with 10.2 rebounds and 1.7 blocks per game in 9 starts this season. And one thing that separates him from Nurkic and Mason Plumlee, those are the two main guys who have been getting the bulk of the minutes, is this dude is an athletic specimen. So I think I found some pretty good evidence to showcase that they need more pop, they need more verticality, more vertical spacing, another lob threat out there, because it turns out Nick Richards has played in 21 games and he has 18 putbacks. Combined, Nurkic and Oso, he has more putbacks already with them combined. Nurkic has 7, Oso has 6. Now we go to Mason Plumlee, who has 11. So those three combined have 24 putbacks on the year. Meanwhile, Nick Richards in less minutes, less games played, he's got 18, barely behind them. And overall, he's going to help way more in the pick and roll situation. I mean, quite frankly, a lot of the time, you really don't have to worry about the Suns rollers when you're dealing with KD getting a screen or Bradley Beal or Devin Booker, because they're not producing as rollers. So Mason Plumlee is the best out of the Suns big man rotation this year. 1 point per possession in the pick and roll as a roller. That's 33 percentile. Not good. Then you go to Jusuf Nurkic, 0.89 points per possession, 20th percentile. That's horrible. And honestly, I would say Oso's the most impressive because his minutes have been inconsistent and he's a rookie. 0.95 points per possession, 29th percentile. So then we go to Nick Richards. Keep all that in mind I just went over. Points per possession, 1.17, 60th percentile. A huge upgrade as a roller. You have to worry about him way more because of his lob threat ability. And then, of course, defensively, he becomes their best rim protector. Jusuf Nurkic leads the team with 6.6 contested shots per game. But the funny thing is, if you go deeper into the stats, Ryan Dunn actually leads the team in total contested shots, 189, because he's getting out to the perimeter. But Nurkic has 165 contested shots in 592 minutes. Nick Richards has 165 contested shots on the year, but in way less minutes, 440 minutes. And as a whole, he's averaging 7.9 contested shots per game, and obviously that would lead the Phoenix Suns. And another thing I wanted to take a look at, you shouldn't take this too serious because the sample size just is too small, but just thinking of the player Nick Richards is supposed to be, his impact should be felt defensively. You look at the lineups on the Charlotte Hornets, they've been shuffling around because they're tanking, dealing with injuries, things like that. But his most played lineup that he's in has a crazy defensive rating, 90.9 defensive rating with Brandon Miller, Cody Martin, Josh Green, and Micic. Those are actually pretty good perimeter defenders, but he's definitely playing a part in that with his rim protection. And then the second most played lineup, replacing Micic with Seth Curry, and then LaMelo Ball's in there, and then it's Bridges and Martin. 104.3 defensive rating, another good lineup defensively. Going down, this one's a bad defensive lineup, but it's a bad lineup overall. His fourth most played lineup, another great defensive rating, 97.1. And then his fifth, 110.7, not bad. And then his sixth, 108.1 defensive rating. So pretty much every lineup he's been in that has a solid amount of minutes, it's been good defensively. And one of the biggest issues for the Suns, of course, is defense and rim protection, so he should help in that regard as well. I also low-key believe this should help out Nurkic if they don't trade him, because there's less pressure on him to perform, and he's going to be in bench lineups, and that should, just open up some opportunity for him to play against lesser talent in those bench lineups. So hopefully that helps as well, but Who knows? Let me know your thoughts below in the comment section. Was this a win for the Suns or the Charlotte Hornets?